Greetings and welcome back, gentles and ladiesmen, to another fantastic episode of Exo Plays Super Mario 64 DS. And apparently I was wrong, we only have one star left, and it's the boss, which is fairly quick and easy to get to, so in retrospect I probably should have just gotten it last time. Oh well, it doesn't matter. So here's what you gotta do. You ground pound at the top of this mountain to drain the water. I don't know, that one's kind of hard to figure out. I'm honestly surprised I figured that out when I was a kid, but yeah, it's not like it's impossible or anything. And now that the water's drained, you can come to the big version of the island and go into that little hole, or now it's a regular sized hole, I guess. And we gotta avoid the Chuckya, who is placed precariously next to that ledge. Yeah, so it's just, you walk up here and then there's a hole, and then now we can go fight the boss. Come on, Luigi. Come on, Luigi. Come on! It's right there. Come on, go. There we go. I never had trouble running up that hill before, so I don't know why it started.
Wow, they're flooding my house! Why? Look at this mess! What am I gonna do now, meatwad? The ceiling's ruined, the floor is soaked. What to do? You makes me so mad! Everything's been going wrong ever since I got this star. It was so shiny, but it makes me feel strange.
So a little fun fact, little story about little baby Mikey. Oh, by the way, they think they changed this boss a little bit. Like, you can see that whenever you hit the boss, I think you have to jump on its head specifically now. Whereas in the original, you could just jump anywhere and it would work.
I can't take this anymore. First you get me all wet, then you stomp on me. I'm really mad.
Yeah, and that voice must be the most annoying thing I've ever cooked up in my life. Jump on the head. Yeah, and I think he changes color. I don't think that happened in the original, but I'm probably wrong.
Hey, knock it off. That's the second time you've nailed me. Now you're really asking for it, Linguini Breath.
There are more coins here, I guess. So if you really need more of them, you can just do this. So this boss has always been like so easy, and it's like I always forget this boss is in the game half the time. It's like you just jump on his head a few times and then he's dead. Now he's happy again for some reason.
Oh, Uncle! Okay, I give up. Take the star. Whew, I feel better now. I don't really need it anymore anyway. I can see the stars through my ceiling at night. They make me feel peaceful. Please come back and visit anytime.
The only implication here is that star made the Wiggler bigger and angrier, which is kind of the only instance in the game I can think of the stars having that kind of effect on someone. It would have been something I would have been interested in seeing more of in the game, but you know, it's like whatever. Ugh. So yeah, we're done with Tiny Huge Island. So now we can move on to the last two courses in the game, ladies and gentlemen. The last two courses. And we never ended up going through the big painting once, so it's like I said. Actually, I'm curious. Let me double check to make sure that I can see. Yeah, it does show the 100 coin star on there, so yeah. I know Scat like Sean was worried about, or was talking about how it didn't show up on the level select. Until the second time I got the star, so yeah, that was weird. I've never had that happen.
What are you doing messing up my castle? I worked hard for it.
Damn.
I worked hard for it. But hey, I'm a sweet guy. I'll just let it slide this time. Oh, bring me that Mario. My little beasties have a big surprise planned for him.
Oh. Alright, never use that voice again. Ow. Ow, I thought my throat was gonna turn inside out. So, yeah, for some reason, we can't open that door as anyone besides Mario. Even though after we unlock it, everyone can go in there. So it's like, I don't know what they were thinking. And it's like, I'm gonna play all those levels as Mario, so it's, or I'm sorry, Luigi, so it's like, little extra busy work for no good reason. Then again, I haven't played as Mario in a while, so maybe I should just, you know, because Luigi is not mandatory for Tock Clock. Besides the 1 star where you have to use them, of course. But he does make it a lot less annoying. So I don't know, maybe just because I've been breezing through so many different parts of this game with Luigi, maybe it's time I played as him for a little bit. So sure, what the hell, we'll play as Mario for the stage. So this level has a painting gimmick just like the other ones, Luigi in the Cage, where depending on where you enter the stage from, the stage will move at different speeds. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, this toad over here gives you a star. All right, I'm gonna have some water first before I try this again. That soothes my soul. All right, here goes nothing.
You finally made it this far, Mario. Bowser's waiting on the top floor. Please rescue Peach. Oh, I almost forgot. There's something odd about that clock. As you jump in, watch the position of the big hand. Oh, look what I found. Here, Mario, catch.
And he gives you a star. I can't remember if I talked to the one next to Hazy Mazy Cave. I guess we could check later. But yeah, there are 3 toads, and I think there's another one downstairs. Let's go talk to him real quick. So there are 3 toads in the game that give you stars, and once again, there's no way to keep track of who you've talked to if you drop the game and come back.
Thanks to the power of the stars, life is returning to the castle. Please, you have to give Bowser the boot. Here, let me tell you a little something about this castle. In the room with the mirrors, look carefully for anything that's not reflected in the mirror. You also find a friend in that room who has seen the invisible man, which is weird because, well, he's invisible. And when you get to the water tower, oh, here, I found this.
He's just telling us stuff we already know, so just... Ugh. Alright, so there's another star, and that fucking hexagonal shadow is starting to bug me a little. It might be octagonal, sorry. It's been a while since I took that class, ladies and gentlemen, and I might end up taking more because I'm gonna go back to school for game design, so probably end up taking some geometry at some point. Alright, so when the big hand is, or the minute hand is going through 12 o'clock, then the level will freeze. And trust me, you are going to want to do this because this level is ungodly annoying if you try to play it any other way. And it's like, you think that you might not be able to get everywhere, but as long as you're playing as Luigi, usually you can. So I guess I'm trying to make this, I've been going too easy on myself with this playthrough, so I guess I'm trying to play as Mario just for a little variety and to actually add some challenge. Alright, so these platforms here, by this particular star, you cannot get any other way. Like, I'm sure that if you really tried, you could probably do it while they're moving, but I don't know why anybody would ever want to do that, because then they'll be turning. So it's like you can't, like, fucking stand on it. And so let's go ahead and grab this star real quick. Make that our first guy. Just get it out of the way. Normally I would pair the 8 red coins with the power star, but you know, since we're going to be climbing up this level over and over, we might as well get the one on the bottom first, just to, you know, and then, oh shit, yeah, I almost forgot my own advice. So yeah, 12 o'clock, going back in, and you probably, I don't know, I guess I just realized I forgot to set the damn timer, so we'll go for like 15 minutes. Ooh, alright, and I should probably disable the preview. And I did find, eventually, that my problem with the footage where I said I was getting frame drops, that seems to just be how the game runs, because I don't know, I've been recording this with my RTX 2880, which is the second most advanced card in the market, well, at least as far as Nvidia's go. I haven't even looked at anything AMD, but you know what I'm saying. The only thing more advanced is a 2080 Ti, which was, you know, it was just that hair bit better, but it was like twice as expensive as the other one. So it's just like, I don't know. I did need a new graphics card though, because trying to encode 4K video in real time, especially in HEVC, which I use for standard or low definition games to keep file size down, but maintain the same quality. You know, it's just like you need a more advanced card to do that kind of stuff, and it's like, I don't know, that's part of the problem I guess I was having. I was hoping that the moment I got the better card that it would stop the issue with this particular game dropping frames in the recording, but no, it doesn't seem to. But so that suggests to me then that the game just drops frames, which I don't know, it's not ideal. It's not like the original version didn't have frame drops too, and it's just, I don't know, it's just like frame drops are bad, obviously, but when it's on a handheld screen, it's not as noticeable. You know, as long as it's somewhere close to 30, I can generally excuse it. It's not like when you're playing something on a big screen. Oh, apparently the flip trays are called heave hoes. And it's just like, who you calling a hoe? You know, dirty hoe? I'm just kidding, baby. I love you. Okay, so this is essential right here. If you're gonna go for the 100 coin star and TikTok frick frack, that's like a whole bunch of coins right there. If you miss those, like even one of those, you're making this level so much harder for yourself. So make sure you get those. Make sure you get those right away. So between the red coins and these blocks also tend to drop a lot of coins. This heave ho is like right in my fucking way. All right, so this is one part that can be kind of tricky if the level is frozen. Oh, thank God, I'm still alive. And you might have noticed that they added a little bit more floor at the bottom of the stage here. That wasn't there in the original, so that makes it a little harder to die, but it's just, at the same time, if you fall all the way down, that's pretty much the same as dying, because then you have to do it all over again, so it's just like, kind of semantics. But in the case of 100 coins, it is very useful. So, there are parts of the stage that do get harder if it's frozen. But it's also not impossible. Alright, can I go up? So you can either use the flip trays to get up there. Like, I'm gonna keep calling them flip trays. I don't know, I just prefer that. Alright. Here we got another tricky jump. And this would admittedly be easier to do on the original because with the analog stick, it's just one of those things that doesn't translate as well, I guess. So here we got the flip. You can fucking fly up and down here with the P-balloon. And as you can see, there's a Wario block over there, but there's also a cage around it. So you can actually get that as both Luigi and Wario if you want, which is kind of fun. I wish they would have done more stuff like that. Like instead of just being like, if you, let's see. So the problem is that fucking Wario cap's right in the way. It's like an obstacle. Yeah, I prefer to just jump into this cage. There's a whole bunch of coins here anyway, so let's go ahead and grab that. And there we go. We got a 100 coin star for Tock Clock already knocked out of the way. You don't have to worry about that shit anymore. That's good because this level's annoying. I've been complaining about this level the entire game. So if you haven't heard me mention this yet, and I know, to be honest, you know, even as the guy who defends the controls in this game, you know, not religiously, but, you know, regularly, I think is the word I'm searching for. It's because the camera angle is locked like this, it makes it really annoying, you know, because that's the advantage of an analog stick, right? Is that when the camera is not pointed straight forward, you have a greater degree of control. And the reason why it doesn't bother me so much in Super Mario 64 DS is that for the most part, you can keep the camera pointing straight the whole game. And like, unless you're like in a tight space, but then it doesn't really matter. And when you're swimming, the camera's always facing straight, so it's like, yeah. But the problem with Tock Clock, and where it's a bit different from the rest of the game, is it's like on one hand you could play as Luigi, and he makes it easier. And hell. Went through while it was still moving, so... Oh no, this still counts as being frozen. Good. And you can see I made it all the way to the top with the level being frozen like that and had no issues, so... where is the damn Luigi cap? Is it over here? I was hoping it would be down there. Alright, let's try to pull off a trick shot. Alright, we don't have to walk all the way back up. You see that like the camera's like fucking locked at an angle, and it's like not impossible to play this on the DS or anything, but it is harder because of that. Because if I was using an analog stick right now, like it wouldn't be as big of an issue. Like, don't get me wrong, this level's janky on the original as well. But it is one of those things where I do feel somewhat handicapped by the D-pad, because usually I can use the L button to turn the camera straight, but because the wall's in the way, I can't do that. So I have to go all the way around, and it's kind of annoying, honestly. I'm trying to figure out where that damn cap is, like it's... And, oh, by the way, the map in this level is fucking worthless. Look at this. Like, the entire level's vertical, going up like a spiral. So this map doesn't tell me anything. There's the fucking cap next to the star, but where is it in the level? So it's like the map is worthless. They should have had different maps for each level of the stage, you know what I mean? Instead of making the player guess where shit is. It defeats the purpose of a map if I don't know where everything is, or what everything is supposed to. There's the thing we're looking for. So I was gonna show off that little trick real quick. And as we learned before, they will run away from you at first, and then they'll... Okay, so if you can manage to get over to that chocolate bar sticking out of the wall using a well-timed back roll, then instead of using Wario to bash through this cage, you could just fucking walk through it. Which is cool. I wish there was more of that in this remake here. Because it adds some variety. It gives you different ways to play the same stars, because like obviously the intention was grab Wario and break that block, that black brick in Minecraft, but I used a clever usage of Luigi's mechanics, and I got it in a way that the game didn't necessarily intend, which is fun. I'm already like halfway through this. Christ. And now it looks like it's appeared in the same place. So like they did add some other visual details. Like you can see that on the wall there, like they textured on like which part of the clock it's supposed to be. So that helps a little bit, I guess. And I think this version of the level actually looks a little better than the original, because the original version of this level had like this white filter over it, and it had like this color banding on it, and it just looked fucking terrible. But they did fix that for this version of the game to make it a little bit better. So yeah, I mean, of course we're still looking at a lower resolution, but you guys don't care about that. I know you guys seem to find that entertaining for some reason. I don't know, maybe people find it funny when the Dithering Man talks about graphics. When the Dither Man comes to town, you know it's like a rainstorm in your browser. Let's see. Or maybe it's more like the Thnicka Man is what I'm thinking of. The Dithering comes home for the Thnicka Man. Ugh. I mean, look at this. It's like I could play this, you know, it's not impossible to play, and since this is like a later stage, you know, it's like at this point you've had some practice with the jumps and whatnot, and you've gotten used to the D-pad. At least I hope you would. But still, it's just, I wish that I was... This is like the one level in the game where it's like, I really wish I was playing this with an analog stick. And it's just because of how the D-pad works with the camera angle. As long as I could point the camera straight, the D-pad doesn't bother me at all. But I can't do that in this stage, so that makes it kind of annoying. And then, of course, all the stars I need require Luigi, so that's... Play the stages, Luigi. Just do yourself a fucking favor. Alright, let's grab this little bitch right here, and then we'll phase right through the fucking ground. Can't fucking see. Oh, there we are. And then we'll grab that star. And I don't know, I guess just to make it that slightest bit quicker. Oh, I think that there's a silver star one in this one. It's the easiest silver star in the game. But you guys can see what the problem with the design of this level is. And that's that you have to keep climbing up the same parts of the stage over and over again, because it's like a linear spiral. So, I don't know, it's annoying, I don't like it. And so, for once, I did actually activate the stage and go into it so that everything's turning around. You can see that it makes it harder. It's just like, if you go up past 9 o'clock, if the arm is past 9 o'clock, then everything moves super fast and everything, and it's really obnoxious to try to play this. So definitely, it's like, I don't know why anybody would want to play it with it moving around like this when they had the option not to. It's just, I don't know, it's, fuck this level. Alright, well, backflip up there, cross over this gap. So the one that we're gonna go for requires the hand to move. Now if you're playing as Luigi, you could just fucking do a back roll and get it, like, immediately. But because we're playing as Mario, for variety's sake, I guess, we have to jump on this minute hand here. So it's supposed to be one of the two hands of the clock, but... Alright, can we turn the camera just a little bit? And of course there's an electric guy over there too, which is real annoying because I can barely see where I'm going. You know, the camera in this game works best when you're moving around, honestly. It's just when you're stopping in place to try to tap the touchscreen, you know, it doesn't work as well. But we got that one, so we're gonna go after the silver stars next. Let's see. Unless if that's... Oh no, that must be number 7. So we gotta go get the switch star real quick. So once again, I have paused the stage. We'll go up this way just to make it a little bit easier. And a trick I learned during this playthrough is that if you hold the jump button while pressing the attack button, which is, you know, the A button. So if you hold B and then press A, you will always do a kick, whereas when you let go of B and then use the A button, it makes it much more likely after you jump that you'll do a body slam. So, a little bit of a trick. So if you need that extra boost from a kick like this, as long as you're holding the jump button, you can always do it reliably. So, just a little tip or trick for the folks at home. Alright, so here's the switch star. You activate it, and then it pops up over there, and I believe the equivalent of this star was called the Pit and the Pendulum. It was basically the same thing as this, just there wasn't the time limit, you know, so it was just, you would just cross that normally, and then you just get the star. So turning it into a switch star, I think, is just that slight improvement. It gives a little bit more challenge. Still really easy, but, you know, it's something. Now we can get the silver stars, and God, we breezed through this fucking level. I can't believe it. And that was with doing one of the, tiny huge island stars at the beginning, but... Alright, so here's how this works. The silver stars are bouncing around through the whole level right now. And eventually they'll just drop down to where you are, like you can hear them bouncing around. Like, there's one right there, that they'll just come to you. And I got killed. I like how the silver star stopped, like, just before the death blocks or whatever. Oh, oy vey. And so make sure you keep your wits about you, Scooby-Doo. Otherwise you might fall in the... That's the second time that's happened to me, where I grabbed a star and then fell in a pit. Only this time it doesn't seem like I get to keep that one, because it counts as dying. So eventually one will drop down, and if it helps, you can press X to zoom out the camera and whatnot. So yeah. So pretty much you just sit around and wait. Like, you can climb up and try to get it that way. Like, if I were in the game designer's chair, what I would have done is I would have given all of the stars to enemies that Mario had to kill. So the stars don't start bouncing around until you kill the enemy, because otherwise you could just sit here and wait for them to come to you, which is not that challenging. It's the easiest silver star in the game, even easier than Bob-omb Battlefield. Bob-omb Battlefield you have to explore, but in this one you don't. Alright, so the only challenging part of this whole thing is that you have to climb up to the star sphere afterward. Got caught in the fucking wall. It's like I said, it's like I've been saying about the fucking camera angle in this level. It's like, I could play this, but it is the one stage in the game where I think the original is definitely better. In terms of play control, at least. Alright, can I see you? Yeah, the fucking camera got stuck on the grate underneath me. So we'll grab this star real quick and then we'll call it apart. Let's see. Hopefully the part didn't end up being too long, since I forgot to set the timer right away. I know, people don't seem to care, but it's like... I already have longer parts than average as is, so I don't want to keep people around too long, and it also means that I gotta edit for longer that day, so... The time just flies when I'm actually playing, but when I'm sitting down to edit, I'm like, geez, this is longer than I thought. Let's see if we can pull this off, this trick shot. Oh! This is why you play as Luigi, folks. You don't have to... Alright. Fuck you, video game. Now I'm pissed. I gotta fucking run all the way back up there. Let's like, what are we... We're almost done. We're almost done with Tock Clock, and it's just like... I mean, I made that look really quick and easy. Except for like the 5 times I dropped while trying to pull off that trick shot jump. But it's like your first time playing this stage, even to this day, I can have issues with this star once in a while. All right, come on, flip tray. Let's get ourselves back up there. Come here, you ho, you heave ho. There we go. For once, they were actually useful. So yeah, there's the last star for that stage. So now we only have 1 regular stage left. So I will see you guys next time for Rainbow Rides. So yeah, see ya.